Hey everybody, it's Joanna Bates with Project Broadcast. I am so excited today to bring you Stephanie. She is in my opinion, an influencer and a subject matter expert on Instagram and Reels and a ton of other stuff that she's actually going to mention today. These interviews, these segments are actually Project Broadcast's way of bringing you people that know a ton more than me. And that's what Stephanie is. So I'm really excited for her to introduce herself and give you guys some really good tips coming up for Reels. All right, Miss Stephanie, take it away.
I am excited to be here. Thank you so much for asking me. Hi, my name is Stephanie Lafler. I empower women through menopause with holistic solutions for health, but also effective online strategies to create additional income streams to build wealth. Because at this point in your life, a lot of times, maybe the kids are leaving the nest, or, maybe, you aren't sure what you want to do with your life. I know for me, when my first two kids were kind of at that point where they didn't need me as much anymore, I'm like, I don't even know what I want to do with my life, but I convinced my husband, let's have another baby. And I'm like, now I'm 50 and I'm like, yeah, no more babies. So I'm thankful that I'm working on, myself. I've got some goals and dreams, and, that's constantly evolving and changing. And I really dove into social media, probably 2019. I started doing, more social media. I've been in my business for 9 years, and lots of in-person stuff. But I never really was that girl. I wasn't the party girl. I mean, I love to have parties at my house, but like, I just want to have parties and have wine and do stuff with my friends. It was like, I didn't want to do like business parties. I'm like, no, that's not me. I really wanted to learn social media. And so I actually started working with Kimberly Olsen in January of 2020.
I love her.
Like, right, signed the contract, started working, and then the world shut down. And I was like,
and then the world shut down.
I guess we're doing this. We're going to really figure out how to build on social media. And I tripled my income, like my business. It was just amazing. But one of the things that happened was I had some videos blow up, and these were actually on TikTok. And at the time, I had just barely heard about Project Broadcast. And I was like, okay, I think I really need to figure that out because I am exhausted. Like, what a problem to have.
Oh yeah, what a problem to have.
Hundreds of leads, comments, and people wanting your product. But at the same time, I was just like, my hands hurt.
Oh, I get that though. Product of your own success, right?
Yeah. So it was great.
That's so, I think the thing that I identify the most with in that whole part was that you're looking for a way to kind of optimize, to automate, things like that. And that Project Broadcast helped with that. But that you had a chance to go viral, you had a chance to be successful, and you also had other things going on in your life at that time. And so many of us kind of go, oh, the people that go viral are the people that are staying up till 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. They don't have kids, they don't spend time with their family. And what I got from your story is that you are the typical woman. You're going through typical things in life. And that you had come to the realization that you needed to figure a little bit out more to kind of to go to the next step without being exhausted all the time, which I get completely. So thank you for introducing yourself. I hope everybody kind of can identify with you the same way I can. And I'm excited to hear more about Reels. So whenever you're ready, I can't wait to hear more. I don't know Reels very well, and I am trying to get more into them.
Okay, so I definitely would love for you to weigh in at any point in how we can use Project Broadcast more, because it's still something that, even though I've been using it for several years, I'm always looking for ways to improve my usage of it and make it the most effective. I actually have become the queen of automation, not just with Project Broadcast, but with anything that I can automate. And I'm happy to share that at any time. But yes, I am a mom. I'm a grandma. Honey is my name. That's
not grandma.
It's not. Yeah, no, it's Honey. But I want to be able to say yes to more things with my family, and that's why I'm an entrepreneur. So I want everyone else to have more time. So Project Broadcast can give you back more time. But before we dive into that, let's touch on why Reels is such a powerful tool and ultimately free tool for marketing and business growth. Now, you may take some classes, and I'll share with you a workshop that I have upcoming. But basically, it's a free marketing tool for business growth. So why not use it, right? There's so many different ways to learn it. If you are willing to just put a little bit of time and effort. I mean, or you can learn from someone who's, done it all wrong. And then
Who's going to give you it, the good, the bad,
I'm going to give you all the things. But seriously, social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and even Pinterest, there's billions of active users, right? Billions. And these platforms, they offer a huge audience that can be tapped into for exposure, engagement, lead generation. And I'm super excited to share why you as a business owner or marketer or whatever it is that you're doing should be using and creating reels, because there's a lot more to it than fun videos. Now, I will admit in 2020, that was kind of my thing. I didn't really start doing TikTok in 2020 for my business. I was doing it for comic relief because I was a mom homeschooling up in here who never had any desire to homeschool. I was about to lose my ever loving mind. I think the first day at home, we had wine at 11 o'clock, and I was just like, that's not going to work.
Say it louder for the people in the back. I was at home losing my mind. Okay, that was too.
So, I mentioned that I had some videos blew up with leads. It just started using TikTok. And after the first two, I was just like, okay, I'm just trying to connect with everyone and, make sure that they all get my contact information, they get what they need, or they order whatever. And it was just like, oh my gosh, it was so crazy. So started using Project Broadcast. But what I want to tell you right now is the reasons why you want to do Reels specifically. So, and I told you earlier, I have notes.
Amen to notes. Amen to notes.
There's a lot. I want to make sure I get it all in. But first and foremost is engagement and algorithm. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook, and I don't really know how the other ones work. Facebook is kind of really my jam. That's where I've had the most growth over the last year, about 30 across platforms, 35,000 in growth, but on Facebook specifically about 26,000 in the last year.
You say it like it's not a big deal. You're like, I've had this, I've had that. I'm just over here going like, geez Louise. I'll be impressed. I'm very impressed right now.
Thank you. But Instagram and Facebook, they're going to reward engagement. And right now, Reels is the biggest thing. They get a very big part of it. And a lot of times it's because they're short, they're catchy. If people aren't into the, okay, I'm here live, let's wait for a few people to jump on. That is so much happening.
Oh yeah.
In fact, in the course that I'm going to have upcoming, I'm going to teach you how to take out the dead air, because you do not want pauses you want to give your information, whatever it is that you're teaching.
I love this. I'm so into this right now.
Short, sweet, to the point. Sometimes it's tips, right? You're giving tips, something that is shareable, which means if somebody else shares it, that's more eyeballs on your content. It broadens your audience. Every time you are creating a reel, you're not just reaching your current followers. The real algorithm, it's so funny, the real algorithm.
I know what you mean though.
Pun intended. The real algorithm pushes your content to a much broader audience. So you're getting in front of potential new customers, clients, and people that might not have found you otherwise. And I'm on a side note, I'm going to tell you, especially when you're first getting started, you need to find a tribe of people who will help support you. Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's somebody who will never buy your product, but they still love you enough to share your reel, whether it's in their stories or with a friend, because even just clicking copy link or sharing it helps to push you out a little bit more. So find your tribe. You can even have a messenger group, Instagram, Facebook. You could find people who are in different companies, support one another. There's enough to go around, right?
I love that.
People who are in the same types of industries who are creating content that you can help support one another, because sometimes it's like, can a mama get a comment up in here? Like I have videos on Facebook. I had one back in June, 500,000 views, 1,000 comments. And if you go look on there right now, there's probably one comment or 0 comments. And sometimes it's my mother. And I'm like, okay, I love you. Thank you. Keep commenting. Because, that's the thing. If you're going to get into this, and here's the thing, Reels is a way for you to showcase your personality, or, to really show your brand's personality. You can go behind the scenes, share quick tips, spotlight customer testimonials. This is a huge one. It could even be like you talking about something and then sharing a screenshot, right? With the
that.
green screen, like share green, like green screen and like with the hand sticker or something. There's a lot of different ways, but with the customer testimonial, those
I
are
love
really
that.
great. It's all about building, deeper connections. I mean, and who doesn't want to expand their reach? Like each time someone shares, it introduces you to a whole new audience. And
Mhm.
since the algorithm loves reels, your content is more likely to get featured in the explore section, which makes discoverability even easier. Okay, so
Wow.
should we talk about the different types of reels? I mentioned
Yes.
tips. Okay, so maybe this will get your creative juices flowing, because for me, I'm not like the most creative person. And it's kind of funny. I know I love to craft and do all these things. However, a lot of times my brain doesn't get creative until it sees someone else doing something.
100%. I am
Okay,
not created from a blank space.
yeah, exactly. Right. Okay, so I love watching, and I don't just hit save. I actually have a second account I send videos to, because the save thing can get like all messed up. I have them easily accessible, and these are golden, right? Because you
So
can, when you're scrolling,
smart.
you need to set a timer. That's a side note. You need to set a timer.
Set a timer on your scrolling. Don't just death scroll and like get sucked in.
Yes. So I set a timer on my phone for the amount of time that I am allowed to find content that I like and I want to recreate.
Yes, I love that.
Okay. All right. So that was a side note. Let's get back to it. So number one is tutorials or how-to reels. These are gold for your business. You've got a product, you could show how it's used. If you have a service, you can give a quick tip related to like your particular industry. The aim is to provide value,
Got it.
not just sell a product. So I try to share tips and things like that. Sometimes it is more about a product, but a lot of times it's you're hitting a pain point there.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So many people don't think about that. They're just like promo, and it's like if you can address a pain point,
Yeah,
even if that person doesn't buy it right then, they'll think about it and they may tell their friend about it who will buy it. So you not only get the pain point addressed, you add value and you get brand awareness in the same breath, and it's all in one. So I am completely,
exactly.
oh, I love value driven stuff.
Exactly. Number two is behind the scenes. People love to see the inner workings of your business. And that's something I actually don't do enough. When I was making the list, I was like, I need to do more of the behind the scenes thing. Really show like my office, my lights, all the thing, the things, because people just see this and they're like, oh, it looks so pretty and perfect. I'm like, yeah, but it's not, it's a little messy,
See
right?
my laundry basket over here. You don't see like
I've
I
got
love
my
that.
board, I've got my vision board, one vision board here, one here, like for different things, like if you have, okay, we'll stop. That's squirrel, not the squirrel. We'll stop that
Sorry,
squirrel.
sorry,
It's
behind the
like
scenes.
yes. Okay, behind the scenes. So people love to see the inner workings of your office, your business. Like it gives it a more authentic touch.
Mhm.
And whether it's the process of like creating a product, or I saw one the other day where it was like not unboxing, but the actual boxing
I
of
like
something.
that.
So like the
Ooh.
opposite, right? I do unboxing sometimes when I get things, and I love that. But those are types of reels that can be very engaging. Number three is challenges or trending reels. So these, like staying up to date with current trends or things that are kind of happening in the real world. Participating in those are going to put a unique brand twist, and it shows that you're current and you're
Mhm.
relatable. So that's one.
Love that. I have to tell you on that one.
Yeah.
Gary Vaynerchuk, he's like my favorite marketing guy. Everybody knows Gary V. He
Oh, yeah.
literally hired people to basically scroll through TikTok and Instagram Reels and things like that to be as up to date on those trends and challenges so that they could create content, real world content immediately to stay on brand, on rhythm, everything like that. So I love that that's a reel that you have in there, and that's like it does help your brand. It does add you to the mix and everything like that. I thought that was so smart.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so another one is storytelling reels. You can narrate a short story. And here's the thing, I encourage people all the time when I am teaching reels to put your face on there, because a lot of people, they don't want to be on camera. But here's the thing. One lady that I was giving some advice to the other day, she does sewing. She has a new, and actually she's doing great. It's called Buy a Thread on Instagram. So go follow her. She's teaching sewing, which is something that I love. She's kind of helping to bring back,
Oh,
you
wow.
know, because
Yeah.
repurposing things, right? Like you've got an old jacket or something that need anyway.
I love that.
The one thing that I told her, I'm like, okay, so you can there's so many different ways you can do this. You could even use Loom if you aren't sure like how to do all the green screens,
Yeah.
right? But record yourself talking, right? So it's not necessarily you big full screen if you don't want to do that, but it at least shows your face, right? Because
Yeah,
people need to know you.
they do. I love that. Ooh, I like that one too. These are really good tips so far because I didn't even think of half of these yet. And ooh, I
There's
got
so much.
stuff to do.
There's so much, and I'm just giving you.
I know you're giving me the wave tops. I know you could dive into this really
Yeah.
easily. So you're being very kind to me, not diving into the weeds.
Well, but the reason why is because I have a 5-day course that's coming up, and
Okay.
the reason that's the reason it's not a webinar or a one shot deal. It's 5 days. Like I'm doing a 5-day training. Each morning there's going to be a training, and then each night they're going to be able to jump on Zoom with me for a live Q&A. So yeah, that
Okay,
doesn't
but
happen
that's
every
huge. That's huge because I feel like I'll go to a course and I'm not an audio learner. Like I have to do it. So the fact that you're offering like the coursework and then like a live Q&A that evening where somebody can come in and be like, look, I tried this today. I didn't quite understand it. Or even because the opportunity to talk to somebody, you're going to glean a little bit more from them. Maybe it's a real world experience or something like that. So
Yeah.
I feel like the class you're teaching is amazing. Sorry.
Thank you.
I'm excited to hear about how it goes. But with that course, I think everybody here can get an opportunity to check it out, see it. Is there anything they can do to get a coupon or a giveaway or anything like that?
There is. I do have more, but maybe we should come back for another day.
Actually, I think that's a little bit, we might need to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's actually a really good idea. We might need to come back for another day because even with just those first couple tips, I want people to go and actually try that stuff out. And I want them to get in your class. So let's give them, do they need to text you a keyword? Do you
They
have,
can.
okay, what keyword can they text?
They can text the word reels, REELS, to 817-618-5623.
Perfect. And that will get them a coupon code to join your class.
Yeah, that'll give them $10 off. And then I'm going to
Okay.
be doing, I'll be doing a drawing too, to give a seat away.
That's perfect. All right, well then we will definitely come back and dive more into Reels next time. I cannot wait to see it happen, and everybody needs to tune in the next time. All right, we'll catch you guys later.
Thanks so much for having me.